Welcome. In this video, we will learn about input and output in Python. Input means the information we give to the program, and output means the information the program shows to us. These two concepts are very important because every program uses input and output in different forms. We will write simple code in Visual Studio Code step by step, so we can cover any gaps or things that we miss. Let's start by creating a new file just so we get this practice, and I'll call it input_output.py. And the first thing we'll do, we'll use output, which we saw earlier in main.py. It's simple as just type in print and then hello. And then I'll run the program and we can see what appears on our terminal. So everything that we write inside these parentheses will appear in the terminal. And we see we have these double quotation marks, and this is because we are outputting text. And we can do this again. We can say world, and then we see we can have multiple lines. Hello world, as we see down there. Now, we can also print numbers. It doesn't have to be text. So for example, print 5, and we see if I run this again, there. And we can even do calculations inside. For example, 5 plus 3, what is that? Should be 8, right? Yes. So you see, when we're using numbers, we are typing them, we call them literal values, but when we're typing text, we need to surround them with these double quotation marks. And we will learn more about variables later. I don't want to overwhelm you at this part right now. So this is our output, and then I'm going to show you something here. When I type hashtag up here and I say output, the program will not do anything with this. It will skip it. Python is an interpreted language, and what that means is that it will read this line by line. And for example, if I had removed that, we see there's an error here, but I can still run it, and we get this error. So it came to this line, it skipped it because it's a comment. Anything that starts with a hashtag like this, we see the green text, it's a comment, it will ignore it. Then it prints this first one, we see it tries to do it, and then it comes here and it says can't because there's an error. Now another example, for example, in programming languages, we cannot divide by 0. So if I would do that now, and maybe I'll move these down, I use that Alt and down arrow, and then I run it, and we see the error occurred here. So it was able to write hello world. Then it shows us a trace back, where it traces back to where the error occurred. So it ran this line, this line, this line. I remember it ignored this because it's just a comment. So we could have put a comment here as well. Do nothing here. We can look at our terminal, and we see we have nothing with this do nothing here. It never shows up on our terminal. But it crashes here because we cannot divide by 0. And we will eventually see how we can handle these kind of errors. Now for now, I'm going to remove that. And then we'll go to something called input. So we can provide information to our program. And this will allow, for example, our users to interact with the program. Programs will become more interactive. We can do more interesting things. But for now, I'm just going to say input, enter your age. And then I might do that. And then I might have print thank you. So input here, output here. And I run this, you see the program halts. It waits for us to type something. So if I click here, we see that area is highlighted, and I can type, for example, say my age is, let's say I'm 70 years old, for example. And then it went to thank you. But, well, you did nothing with this number. And in the next video, we will see how we deal with that. I didn't want to introduce variables this early, but we can save that data we got from the user by typing age here, then a equal sign. For now, this might be confusing, and we'll see it on the next video instead. But this is basically input and output. And we can use input for other reasons. It doesn't have to be that we want to store information. For example, say we have a program that does things step by step, and you might have seen this sometime in your life, and we might say, press any key to continue. And then we see, if I run this now, run, and we see we come to hello world. Oh, interesting. Let's clear the terminal. First, we start over, and now let's run it. And we see now, it ran hello world and printed out the 5. Then it halts here, press any key to continue. And here I can click anything. I can click 1 or 5, and then enter. I could have just clicked enter, don't need to type anything. And then thank you. So we can create these kind of terminal programs where we have a menu of some kind. So a very simple program, just to show you input and output. And on the next video, we will go through variables where we can store information we're given by the user. Till next time.